welcome once again to Travel Time. Dave Oney here. We're at Travel in the Washington Square Mall, along with Cheryl Chivers and Josh Hanson.
Morning, Dave.
Morning.
Hi, thanks for coming.
No problem.
The reason why we really want to talk with Josh did a very unique trip this past season, and I want you to tell our viewers, well, I could say Buenos Aires, and then you went into Bariloche.
You're correct.
Oh, good. Okay, tell our viewers exactly why you went to this destination, and just tell them what, well, I know it was a hunting vacation, but explain to the viewers what all you did while you were there on this trip and what that type of destination, what it looks like.
Sure. The primary purpose of the trip was to hunt red stag, and red stags are indigenous to Europe, and they got transferred over to Argentina probably in the 1940s, and they really took off. The region we went to, as Cheryl mentioned, was Bariloche. We flew out of Fargo to Dallas, and there was a direct flight from Dallas to Buenos Aires. And if any of you do take this trip, I would really recommend staying in Buenos Aires for a couple nights. We took in some tango shows. The one that we took in was called La Venata, and tangos are real sensual. They get everybody up and laughing in these shows, and they're just, it's a great tradition that Argentinian people typically do on a nightly basis. And the other thing Buenos Aires and Argentina, for that matter, are known for is their beef. And we went to a place called La Brigata, which is a steakhouse in the upper part of Buenos Aires. And they do all their hand-cut steaks there. They're real prideful on their beef. As much as we like to think the beef in our area is great, the beef in Bariloche, in Buenos Aires, and in Argentina in general is just fabulous.
Is it greater than ours? I mean, is there a real difference?
I'm a little partial to the beef that we serve at the restaurant.
Well, I can understand that too, yes.
But they're as prideful as we are, I guess, in a sense, but it's very good regardless.
Now, when you talk about red stag, what is red stag?
It's similar to an elk. There's a lot of stag hunting going on in New Zealand right now, and they might even be a little bigger, but they're high fence. So we ended up going to a place called Bariloche, like I mentioned previously, and we hunted a ranch that was 120,000 acres, so it's all free range. And their weight on the animals are about 500 to 600 pounds. Typical elk is about 600 to 800 pounds. So they're in between a white-tailed deer around here and, say, an elk from the western states.
Now, do they also have a season like we do here?
They do. So we were in the southern hemisphere. You can either look at it 6 months ahead of us, 6 months behind us. We went into their rut season, which they call a roar season down there, where the males come down from the Andes Mountains and they breed the females this time of year. And while they're doing this, they make a real, it's kind of like a roar sound is what it is. And this is their mating call for to get the females corralled up and breed them for the season.
Now, this sounds like a really unique kind of vacation. Did you do a lot of research prior to, or where did this come from?
This is my second time over there, Dave, and I like to hunt so much, and it gets so busy in the fall at the restaurant. I'm also able to get away a little bit in the fall. But the nice thing about this trip, you can hunt in March, which there's not a lot of opportunities in the States to hunt around in March around here. Okay. And that being said, Bariloche is just a fabulous city as well. They were founded in the early 1900s, and there was a railway coming from Buenos Aires all the way to Bariloche, and that's what really got the industry started there. It's a ski town. It's on the backdrop of the Andes Mountains, just on the east side of Chile. When we went, the ski resorts were just starting for the year, and it's a trip I would really recommend.
What was the weather like when you were down there in March?
Kind of tough. It was about 65, 70 degrees every day,
okay.
Cheryl.
So, and here it was 65, below.
And arrangements went well. And
fabulous. Cheryl and the entire crew over here at Travel did just a tremendous job. And I would really recommend going through a travel agency. There's a lot of discrepancies that they can take care of, unpredictability that they can help out with, and it just made the trip that much more easy for myself.
Okay. Well, Josh and Cheryl, thanks so much for joining us here today on Travel Time, and for whatever travel plans you have, stop and see Cheryl and her friendly staff, and they'll get you taken care of. So.
And Josh, thanks for coming on the show, and it was a great trip.
Excellent.
Thank you.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.